It's Sunday morning on CBS, and here again is Jane Pauley.
Titanic broke box office records back in 1997, becoming the first billion-dollar film ever, a record that stood until another James Cameron film, Avatar, came along. Now the writer-director returns with the third film in that otherworldly series. Jonathan Vigliotti has our Sunday profile.
Much of what we see from the Earth-like moon of Pandora, the fantastical setting for the Avatar franchise, comes from this.
Well, this is stage 18. This is where we built our tank.
Scenes from the second and third movies were filmed on this soundstage in Los Angeles.
We had to build an ocean.
As the movie's director, James Cameron, showed us.
And we could make a 2-meter swell flow across the tank. We could make it crash onto a shoreline if we built a shoreline.
Sigourney Weaver, Zoe Saldana, and other actors in the films shot their underwater scenes in the nearly 250,000-gallon tank. Digital artists then took those shots, called performance captures, as a template to render the final versions of the characters we see on screen. What is performance capture?
So performance capture, we use a whole bunch of cameras to capture the body performance of the actor, and we use a single camera, or now we use actually two, to video their face. They're in a close-up 100% of the time, but there's a beautiful thing about being in a close-up 100% of the time. It's very much like theater rehearsal. Yeah. You're just exploring. Now that's interesting.
We must fight! Avatar: Fire and Ash is the third Avatar film. It tells the story of the indigenous Na'vi's fight to defend their paradise from colonizing humans. Cameron created these stories and this world. He's always been a dreamer, even as a kid in rural Canada.
I lived in a world of my imagination. It was comic books, it was science fiction. I read a lot. It was movies, TV shows, and, I had a pretty fertile imagination.
Cameron moved to Los Angeles with his parents as a teen. He briefly attended community college, where studies included marine biology, before dropping out and picking up odd jobs, including truck driving. How did you go from blue collar to Hollywood?
Watching Star Wars. I used to put my headphones on and listen to fast electronic music and imagine space battles. Hyperkinetic space battles with all kinds of maneuvers and energy weapons and people going through debris fields and all that. If the things I'm seeing in my mind can be the same things that are in a movie that's the #1 movie in movie history, then I've got a saleable imagination.
He returned to school, although not in an official capacity.
So I started to study visual effects. And the way I did it was, I didn't have the money to go to USC or anything like that, so what I used to do is I'd go down to USC, I'd go bury myself on a Saturday when I wasn't driving a truck in the stacks, and I'd read everything I could find on optical printing and front screen projection and, sodium process traveling mats.
Self-taught.
It's all self-taught. I'd Xerox all these scholarly papers, put them all in binders. I had this shelf full of black binders that had essentially a graduate course in visual effects and cinematography.
He found jobs in visual effects departments and production design, rising through the ranks quickly due to his technical knowledge. Then, the early 1980s, Cameron, inspired by a literal dream of a robot exoskeleton, co-wrote and directed The Terminator. The movie put him on the map and proved he could turn his imagination into reality. This is a film where CGI makes a ton of sense, but it wasn't available at the time.
No, at all.
This was through puppeteering largely.
Yeah, and we just figured out how to do it all practically. So this is where we have all the props from all the movies. We go back all the way back to the first Terminator.
He showed us around his private museum in Los Angeles, full of movie props from his films.
Get away from her, you
including Aliens, where puppeteers brought Sigourney Weaver's powerlifter and the alien queen to life.
Her head had, I think, 7 or 8 different axes of movement that were controlled by cables that went basically out her butt. And we had to hide all that stuff. So there was a lot of steam and smoke and backlight and things like that.
Cameron's first use of CGI came with the science fiction movie The Abyss.
Bud? Oh, wait, it's okay.
It was also his first cinematic foray into another one of his fascinations,
Pretty cool.
the deep sea.
Flying! Jack!
His second venture into an oceanic film, Titanic.
Can I have one for Titanic?
It became the then highest grossing movie of all time. Cameron took home 3 Oscars himself.
I'm the king of the world!
But the film itself was never the priority for Cameron.
What I have heard is you wrote that script to explore the Titanic.
It was a little bit of a means to an end. You know, I thought, I can just go do this. All right, I need a story. Okay, Romeo and Juliet. Young doomed love on the Titanic. Boom. Like instantaneous.
When I think of scientific exploration and investors, I don't necessarily immediately think Hollywood. But
Right.
you found a way
Right.
to use Hollywood to invest in scientific exploration, which has always been a passion of yours.
Yeah, exactly. And then I had so much fun on my expedition that was to shoot Titanic for the movie
I'm gonna explore these front cabins.
that I basically took an 8-year hiatus from Hollywood, an 8-year sabbatical, and I did subsequently 6 more expeditions for a total of 7 before I started Avatar.
Cameron wrote the treatment for Avatar before Titanic, but it wasn't until 2005 that he thought the current technology could support his vision. And even then, he wasn't sure the business of Hollywood would go along.
For years, there was this sense that, oh, they're doing something strange with computers and they're replacing actors. When in fact, once you really drill down and you see what we're doing, it's a celebration of the actor-director moment.
I mean, I would do both. I mean, I'd just slap that mask on. Breathe, breathe,
Now, go to the other end of the spectrum and you've got generative AI where they can make up a character, they can make up an actor, they can make up a performance from scratch with a text prompt. It's like, no, that's horrifying to me. That's the opposite. That's exactly what we're not doing.
All I have is my faith.
Cameron's Avatar, Fire and Ash, releases next month.
We're a few weeks away from the premiere of the film, and I wonder what's going on in your mind.
Nervous.
Are you nervous
kidding?
after all these
Always,
years?
Always.
Despite the uncertainty, at 71, Cameron is still undaunted and enamored by the unknown.
I'm attracted, in case you haven't noticed, by things I don't know how to do
I've noticed.
because you grow and you learn.
Yeah.
If I'm still making movies when I got an oxygen tube up my nose and I'm 87 or whatever, should I be that lucky? I want to still be doing things I don't know how to do.
And that's how we end the piece.
Okay.